Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Nate the Lighting Guy, and in this video I'm going to be doing something a little different from lighting and repair a set of Pioneer CDJ-800MKIIs. These CDJs might look okay overall, but upon closer inspection reveal some disgusting grime and dust. Seeing this makes me cringe when playing on them. Take a look at the outer ring on the Platter. One of them looks like it's had its coating rubbed off, and there's some sticky grime on there as well. The Platter on that CDJ seems to rotate just fine, but as you can see, when I rotate the other one, it seems to seize up. I wonder what's causing that. You may have also noticed that one CDJ has the vinyl speed adjust knob, while the other one is missing. You will see that both knobs are pretty wobbly, and the amount of play they have is concerning. There are some pretty significant dings and scratches on the Platter, and that will need to be fixed. Why are these CDJs in this condition? Well, partly because I bought them secondhand, and they arrived like this. Yeah. Oh well, I only paid about $200 for both units, and this is still a deal considering they cost nearly $1,600 new in 2010. Enough about the damages, let's get these units cleaned and fixed.
I brought out a towel because what we're going to do is that we're going to open this thing, and then we have some cables that will still be attached to the side. I can't remember which one it is, but it'll flip over, and when we do that we'll need that to be, because we don't want to put too much pressure on the top here with the knobs, sliders, and anything like that. So we'll flip it over onto the towel. We'll start taking off screws. Oh, another thing I noticed here, look, there's a little bit of rust right here, and right here as well. I need to take care of that. Yep. There we go. Yeah, one thing about the CDJ that makes it such a great CD player is that this tray right here, it's suspended. I can wiggle this around a bit, so it has a lot of good shock absorption. So when you have like really loud thumping bass and stuff, it's still protected from skipping and stuff. Okay. So one of the things that I would like to find out about is the knob that I showed you earlier on there. I'm going to take that circuit board out, and then I would like to find out at what value that potentiometer is, because I would like to get that replaced with something a little more solid. And that's for inside. So put those there. There we go. So this is what I was looking at. but we're just going to continue dismantling this thing because it really, really needs to be cleaned.
You will see me playing around with stuff on the inside of the unit as I dismantle it. This is the first time I've ever taken apart a CDJ unit, and I'm taking time to learn how it works. I'm also trying not to break it.
Now let's take a look here. So, it looks like to me there's these little snap pieces right here. You just pull those back just a little bit. You can pop that right off. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's sticky and disgusting. Ugh. Then, should be able to lift these parts off and clean.
You can see these scratches on there. I really didn't like that, and so what I did was made sure I could get those off. It's glued onto here. There's like no screws to remove it. So I'm going to put it in the oven just for a little bit at 170 degrees. This is the lowest the oven can go. And hopefully I can pop this thing off. Alright, so I got that on there, and it's on a very low heat setting. So I'm going to open that. Stick it in for just a few moments. See if we get a... Alright, so now it's been about like 4 minutes. Let's see what happens. I was able to get this disc part off. So now I can get that clean. And now for this outer ring part. So I got a little bit of a flathead screwdriver under here, and look at that, it's coming off. Alright, so if there's anyone out there who wants to know what this top covering on your CDJ is, it's probably just this plastic molded sticker thing. I wanted to remove it because I really didn't like the scratches on there. You can see like pretty dinged up over there at the corner. So after heating this up in the oven for about 7 minutes or so on 170, I was able to pop this off, and then with a little bit of a screwdriver on the corner, that started getting this off, and then I just peeled the rest off by hand. So, and that worked. I mean, there's no damage. I don't think there's any other damage to it than I guess just less sticky adhesive for me pulling it off. But yeah, it came off.
Now we'll get into the base of the unit. There's little springs here And I think what we need to do is I need to take these out first. So disconnect the grounding cable from here. Uses the same screws as everything else, which is nice. And then I'll start removing these screws that hold in the drive. There's a ribbon cable underneath. Oh, that's what that bottom thing's for. Well, now I realize what the bottom cable, I'm sorry, the bottom bit was for. Let's flip this thing over once again. I'm going to put I'm going to put two of these back in just to hold it in there. That was a broken plastic part there. I wonder where that came from. It's probably just like another grounding thing. There we go. Got a little bit of rest to take care of. Turn SW to short before disconnect FFC on CN101.
Having not taken apart a CDJ before, I didn't quite understand what that meant.
I'm not entirely sure what that means. I don't see a switch here, so I'm not really going to bother with it. Easy. And then the same goes for these ones too. I've seen some of these cables in laptops before. They're kind of tricky. The nice thing about them is that once you loosen them enough, they just come right out. And they're easy to put back in if needed. So those should be everything needed for the case underneath. There it is. The entire plastic part. We're pretty much almost completely dismantled this thing. Fun. Okay, now that I got those plastic parts moved, now we're going to take apart this front panel portion of it. So we can get those cleaned as well. Ah, look, there's a dead spider in that one. Just goes to show how desperately these needed to be cleaned. Yuck. There.
Most corrupt governor. Really appreciate your time. And
this plastic piece right here is actually pretty dusty, so take a little bit of glass cleaner to it. Let's see what happens. That works. Try to avoid getting it on the sticky stuff because that needs to stay sticky. That was pretty dirty.
To clean up the sticky, worn-out padding on the front of the CD drive, I started by scraping the gunk off and wiping it. Later I found that it was stuck on with tape, so then I just peeled off the tape.
I went to Salvation Army and got 2 records, and what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to cut them out to fit these as a replacement for the dinged up and dented thing there, so I think that'll turn out pretty good. So after a lot more sanding, I finally have come from this, which is the second one, to this. For the second CDJ, so this is the ring here that had the different like finish here, like the finish was rubbed off. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some tape and we're going to line it so that spray paint's only where we want it to. So now the inside is blocked off, we only want a little bit of that rim to have the paint on it. And then on this outside here, we especially don't want to get on the roller part, so I'm going to block that off as well. Yeah, it's coming out kind of rough, but the main point here is that we don't want to get it on this part, and we want it a little bit above the other part. So the only part that's exposed here will be covered in the spray paint that will give it that matte finish, just like the other one has, so that they're not both different feeling. And there we go. Yes! That's exactly what I'm looking for.
The way I attached the record to the platter was by using double-sided tape. It worked really well. Now I will take the springs and stretch them. This is the solution to the common issue I've seen when searching for these CDJs. The issue was the platters would become so sensitive to pressure that when vinyl mode is enabled and the outer ring is rotated, it would accidentally trigger a platter press and cause the track to stop instead of speed up forward or backward while it was playing. Don't forget to put on the bracket with the bearings like I did during reassembly. This was the platter that was rotating okay. The issue with the other one stopping is that one of the rollers broke and came dislodged from its holder. I attempted to put it back in and even tried different methods to keep it in place, but it kept falling out, so I removed it. And even without one of the rollers, the rotating mechanism seemed to work just fine. As for the rest of the assembly of this CDJ, it's basically just putting it back together the way I took it apart. I hope you found this video helpful in either repairing your CDJ-800 Make-II or deciding whether you'd like to buy a pair for yourself. Stay tuned for part 2, where I clean up and repair the Pioneer DJ-M400 mixer. Until next time, I'm Nate the Lighting Guy, and thanks for watching.